Okay, did that fix it? All right. I think that may have fixed it. All right, super fantastic to know that I have my audio. It's been a very chaotic setup. Welcome to the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota for some live snowstorm plane spotting. How about this, folks? Happy to be with you today. I'm Alex Redding, the executive producer, the voice of MSP Airport Live. Of course, we are also out here with Logan Justice. Happy to have him back after almost a month's hiatus. Great to see all of you in the chat. Thank you again for those of you that were on early, sticking with us through our audio technical difficulties. Unfortunately, Windows decided that it would install some audio updates that through the configuration of the input device into our broadcast software. We got that worked out, and then of course there's a couple of other things I needed to sort out on our mixer. We should be good to go here for the rest of the afternoon as we work into the evening. De-ice ops is one of the big themes today. In addition to the snow, the Twin Cities metro area is currently under a winter storm warning, and parts of the North Shore a blizzard warning. Zane Hansen, yes, I know, classic Windows. They always try to pick the most aggravating and inconvenient times to force updates on really banal things. One of life's many frustrations for broadcasters such as myself, but you know what? We cope with it. Certainly could be far worse. The conditions outside, it's not as bad as it might seem, despite all the blowing snow and the very low visibility. It's actually been a fairly pleasant day outside. It hasn't been too cold. The wind chill not really a factor at all. All right, here's Delta 2613 off to Salt Lake City. There's a look at the President windsock right by the aircraft viewing area for just a split second. The wind is pretty much right down the 12s. And runway 1 to your right has been the most active runway today by a long shot. So there's a live look at the Humphrey Terminal, or the Lindbergh Terminal, beg your pardon, just seconds ago. You can see some of Terminal 1.
What's your right lineup away?
Much better than earlier when we showed up to set up in this madness. As we have it arriving, United 737 900 ER from Chicago O'Hare. Lining up with runway 12 right, this is Allegiant Flight 1854 for West Palm Beach with an A320-200. This aircraft is 6 years old, delivered in September 2017. The registration November 251, November Victor. Just addressing some of the questions in the live chat about MSP shutting down tonight. I don't think that there's a high likelihood that MSP will shut down. It certainly won't shut down during our live broadcast, I'll tell you what. All right, here is Allegiant 1854 getting off runway 12 right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to work on getting some of the live chats up here. It's just going to be about a minute, so we can see all the lovely comments you folks have contributed today on the stream. Yes, I do remember that. In fact, I was at MSP International Airport to witness the aftermath. It was actually an A320 that slid off of the taxiway. It actually slid off of Alpha after crossing the threshold of runway 12 right, making its way to Terminal 1 after an arrival on runway 35. That was back in January of last year. It was a very crazy night. Runway 4 was also active. Love that echo. Snow? What snow? There's no snow. Just fun out here.
Country 617, wind 080 at 11, we got 205, and we're heading 101 to right, quick takeoff.
right, we've got a Sun Country flight bound for Palm Springs. It's 617 with the 737. 800 in the simplified titles livery. Circa 2017. How about that? A very bright and colorful livery going to a much warmer and probably a very much less snowy destination than here. Snowstorm plane spotting certainly is not for the faint of heart. Happy to bring all of the action for you today from MSP International. For those of you who are not familiar with the Twin Cities area in general, and just the state of Minnesota, March is statistically, year after year, the snowiest month of the year up here in Minnesota. And with all the warm weather that we had the past couple weeks, maybe past few weeks, well, warmer weather, I should say, there were a couple days that could be considered legit warm, like high 60s. But at some point, I figured that we were going to pay for it, and, well, here's Old Man Winter's payback. Happening this weekend only. The move for Delta, a forward Northwest A320 bound for Nashville. A 32-year-old jet delivered to Northwest Airlines in 1991 in November of that year. We've also got some frost developing on the glass of Logan's camera. Oh yeah, just part of the fun. In addition to the many passenger flights that we will see on this snowy Sunday here at Minneapolis, St. Paul International Airport, here from snowy Minnesota, we're going to see a few cargo heavies this evening. Hope you can stick around with us for the arrival of FedEx 383, which is right now less than an hour away from its original point of origin, Memphis, Tennessee, en route to the Twin Cities. Be arriving in about 52 minutes. Here's Delta 2295 off to Nashville.
Yeah, 3710 man Sergeant. We're cutting 100 and we're to left for takeoff.
got some snow equipment on the move. Love to see that. Richardson, thank you for tuning in here on this Sunday afternoon from the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport bag room. Wow, that's quite the streaming location. Hope you're having a fantastic day of work or whatever down there in the state of Texas. Thank you so much, Elias Lund, for the $9.99 super chat. Here's for braving the cold to go get yourself a Caribou coffee on me. Well, thank you, Elias. I had Caribou this morning. You know what? I've got some perks points to use later on, so probably won't hurt to go get some coffee later on. Thank you so much, Elias.
We got 4434 minutes from that to left to land, the wind 09012. Minneapolis, continue runway 12 right off, nice close range.
We'll be back on the action here in just a second, folks. Logan getting some new hand warmers for his gloves. Oh, don't worry, he's fine. He's warm out there. He's in his element. So there's another live look at the conditions just across from us. Logan's trying to find an arriving Southwest 737 MAX 8 that's just about to touch down. There it is. From Nashville. This is flight 3456.
Delta 2993 minutes, runway 12 right, line flight traffic 6 miles.
Runway 12 right, Delta 2993, we're going to track on the runway.
It's Delta 2993 to Atlanta, Georgia, the busiest airport in the world, Hartsfield-Jackson International. And it's with a 737-900ER. There's a quick glimpse of Delta 1506 bound for O'Hare with a forward Northwest A319 at the point. November 317, November Bravo.
And I just got the word on the
And on the runway bound for Atlanta, November 881, Delta November. Looks like she's ready for a departure. Just wait for the clearance. This is a 6-year-old 737-900ER delivered in June of 2017.
548, runway 12 right, clear land, wind 09001. 12 right, clear land, 548. Minneapolis, runway 12 left, clear land, the wind 09001. Nav uniform clear, altimeter 2979er. Delta 1506 up, bump you up a little bit, you're 2 to 4 after, now 10 knots.
Want to give a big thank you to our new member, Brian Wright, for tuning in on this Sunday afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Brian. And here at MSP Airport Live, YouTube memberships are now available. You can also super chat us if you want to support what we do here at MSP International Airport. Looking to do some big things here at the aircraft viewing area and beyond with our live broadcast. So if you like what you see, you can feel free to give us a super chat. Of course, don't feel obligated to give. And if you want a very interactive experience with our channel, just go ahead and click the join button just below the video. You can also find out the membership details there. Again, memberships start at just $3 a month. You get really cool badges. I spent a little bit of time working on those myself. And you also get some fun super stickers. We've got a red tail super sticker if you're a YouTube member to use. We got some ex-Northwest aircraft that we see in picture. Feel free to spam those red tails. Well, we got a Sun Country arrival. 1-2 right, the simplified title delivery from San Jose. And that arrival is not from San Jose, California. That is, in fact, from San Jose del Cabo in Mexico. It's a 17-year-old 737-800. Well, there we go. That's what I want to see. Not you, CRJ. Get out of the way. There we go. Delta 1712 bound for Charlotte with an MD-95, better yet known as a Boeing 717. I absolutely love the Boeing 717. Had the opportunity to fly on the jet at the end of last year for the Christmas holiday to go visit one of my family members down in South Carolina. I flew into Charlotte and had to make about an hour and a half to 2 hour drive to go visit him, but it was a very great round trip on Delta into Charlotte. I absolutely love that airport. Charlotte Douglas is an amazing airport. It's also one of the top 10 busiest airports in the country. And I also got a very interesting update out of Charlotte. So they are building a brand new airport overlook. Kind of similar to the aircraft viewing area here at Minneapolis St. Paul International, but it's going to be far more tricked out than what we have here. It's going to have a playground area. It's going to have a memorial. It's also going to have an area where food trucks can set up and park. It's going to have benches, picnic tables, and it's going to have an area just for the spotters. The Charlotte Port Authority, they really thought of everything when going into the planning phase with this new airport overlook, and they're continuing to build it as we speak. And of course, I don't know how accurate this is, but they're going to be opening that up here towards the end of the year, maybe into the beginning of next year. So it's going to be very cool to see what's going to take place down at Charlotte Douglas. Speaking of developments that are going to be happening later on, especially this year, Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport is going to be celebrating the return of the Irish flag carrier Aer Lingus. I'm going to go ahead and pull up those dates here real quick. We're also going to be celebrating the first ever service to the Twin Cities from Lufthansa on June 4th. It's going to be a regularly scheduled service, the first time that the German legacy carrier will be flying, I believe, year-round to the Twin Cities. We've seen Lufthansa here before, but those were because of diversions or other reasons, but never in regular service. But that will change come June 4th of this year. Mark the date down on your calendars if you have not already. We'll be out there to catch the inaugural. And happening the day before, as crazy as this is going to sound, we already made the posts on our Twitter page and on our Instagram as well. If you don't follow us there, we'll post a little bit more updates than we do on our YouTube channel regarding some MSP-related news and just stuff about the broadcast. But Air France is going to be bringing back their 777-200ER, and I could not wait for that. They're going to be starting out their seasonal service at the beginning of April, and they return to the Twin Cities on April 13th. We are definitely going to try and make it out.
97, roger.
So Air France will start sending us the 787-9 Dreamliner. And then, starting on June 3rd, they're going to upgrade the capacity on the Charles de Gaulle to Minneapolis St. Paul service.
The
777.
Left line up and wait, no traffic on your phone.
We've also got KLM setting the 777-200 to the Twin Cities. It's going to be the best year ever for international spotting at MSP Airport in its history. Can't wait for it. CRJ 900LR Endeavor 5029 with destination information not available. Do keep in mind that I am only able to see the route information that's posted on Flight Radar, or that's available to Flight Radar. It's another good point somebody brought up in the chat. Aviation LAA does say that we'll be getting A330 Neos from Condor in the, love it or hate it, the beach towel stripe livery. And when Condor announced the rebrand of their company, it came on April Fool's, so everyone thought it was kind of a joke. But then the day after, when it kind of set in with everyone, wait a minute, this is no joke. Are they serious? Oh, there were some people that were not happy about that, but I'll tell you what, their marketing team was, again, love or hate the livery, love or hate the branding change, it was genius. Why? Because it gave them attention that they wouldn't have normally gotten otherwise with a rebrand. So they certainly accomplished that mission. Speaking of accomplishing missions and tasks at hand, the folks at MSP Tower have been working in overdrive the last 24 to 48 hours in preparation for, and even during this winter weather. I want to give a big shout out to Minneapolis St. Paul Tower and all the fantastic controllers up there keeping flights safe and traffic moving smoothly through our Twin Cities airports. If you like some small private jet action, here we go. We got a flex jet Embraer Phenom on the move on taxiway Alpha for you. This aircraft is bound for Denver Centennial Airport. Denver Centennial Airport, elevation 5,840 feet. We've also got Swissport hard at work. And we have an arriving United A320-200 from Denver, Colorado in the lovely Evo Blue livery. Announcement for you. FedEx 383 Heavy is just 37 minutes away in its trip from Memphis to the Twin Cities, a Boeing 767-300 freighter. Delta 1506 bound for Chicago O'Hare with an A319, an ex-Northwest jet. 23 years of age, getting ready to rock and roll off 12 right. This particular aircraft was delivered in September of 2000 to the former Minneapolis-based carrier. And November 317 November Bravo, now getting off runway 12 right. Now spread out amongst the three major runways, or the most in-use runways here at Minneapolis-St. Paul. MSP Airport doesn't seem like a very active airport, but I guarantee you it is. It's a very efficient and well-managed airport. In fact, MSP Airport was one of the best on-time performers in the country for scheduled flights departing or arriving. And with traffic reduced down to runway 12 right today, 12 left is 12 left is also being used as well, but not quite as heavily as runway 12 right. Runway 17 was sort of used today, but runway 12 right has been the heavy favorites. And we love that because it's right in front of us here at the aircraft viewing area. We love us some takeoffs and departures. Because usually if we had the 12 heading active, we'd be looking at taxis on Whiskey for departures on runway 17, the north-south runway that's behind us here at the viewing area, kind of a blind spot for our broadcast. But thankfully, we don't have to worry about that. And the one major thing that we'd have to worry about is the snow. Hasn't played a factor. After getting those audio issues sorted out, running pretty smoothly. All right, here we go. We got an arriving 757-200 from Cancun. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try and catch up with some of your comments here in just a bit. We're trying to give you as much action as possible. It is just so congested here on runway 12 right. There's just so much going on. Wait, that's a good problem to have, right?
39, when you're ready, runway 12 right, fly, runway heading clear for takeoff. Runway heading clear for takeoff, 13.
Sun Country 389 going off to Southwest Florida International Airport in Fort Myers. 827 Sierra Yankee is the vessel that will be transporting folks to the Sunshine State off of runway 12 right now. To the very warm, although very rainy this year, Gulf Coast of Florida. Been down in that area around Fort Myers and even Naples, Florida many times. Very nice area, a lot of money. And some really good spotting too. Alright, here we go. Sun Country 389 now on the move. to Naptown with a CRJ 900LR. That's Indianapolis, Indiana. In case you didn't know, this is Endeavor Air Flight 5230. Joe Chag, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Love the dedication you have for MSP. And for the Av Geeks here at MSP International Airport. Let me pull that up again. We will certainly keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Joe.
Roger, flight 3631, turn right at Whiskey 5. Join Whiskey, contact ground up 100.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big thank you to Joe Check. Very first super chat on the channel, and he's been a big fan. I think he was one of our very first subscribers to MSP Airport Live.
2025 or 12 right to the left. Clear land, 12 right, Delta 2825. Delta 234, Minneapolis, star 10912, got 22 traffic hold position, continue inbound.
Cato, thank you for the information. Speaking of the tower, did anyone else see that Mankato Regional is getting a tower by 2028? I did not see that. Interesting growth for sure. All right, everybody, that was FlexJet going to Denver Centennial Airport. Let's say goodbye. Wish them a terrific flight out of this crap. There we go. Logan finally found it, arriving from Atlanta. It's Delta 2825 with a 737 900ER. FedEx 383 Heavy, now under 30 minutes away from an arrival here at MSP International. It's going to be our first cargo heavy arrival of the broadcast.
Minneapolis Tower, Canadian Muscat, hold up position 10912, got 22.
United 572 shredding up runway 12 right with a departure to Chicago O'Hare. Our CFM 56 buzzsaw is definitely being felt in full effect today for sure.
Contact departure. 120 over the bus.
All right, bound for Kansas City, Missouri, Delta 1065 with a 717. It's a bad pop. also got another Delta 717 lining up here for runway 12 right in just a moment or two.
1065, heading 120, 120, contact departure.
Got to wait for a Sun Country arrival first from Fort Myers, Southwest Florida International at Sun Country 384. November 824 Sierra Yankee at the point. And I spot a wardrobe malfunction. Gemini Jets 1549. I'm going to pull up your comment here in just a second because that is a very good question. Oh, yes. Yes, we will have heavies coming in today. We will be receiving a UPS A300 on 560 Heavy later this evening. Currently waiting on a FedEx 767 300 freighter from Memphis. And I'm going to go ahead and check on the status of that flight. But real quick first, our 717 departure to Charlotte, it's Delta 1712.
Minneapolis, continuing non-traffic, local position 10812, that's 24. Skyway 3948 Minneapolis Tower and 12 right, line of light. Line up and 1 to right, that was 348.
Got a major flight announcement for you. Our FedEx MD-11 arrival this evening. FedEx 715 Heavy, that flight from Memphis, has just departed the state of Tennessee. And right now it will be arriving within the next hour and 15 minutes. Sun Country 345 to Orlando, Florida with a Tide Pod 737-800. It's November 832 Sierra Yankee.
Country 345, heading 120, contact departure.
120, departure 6%.
Scout 948, runway 12 right, flight 120, clear for takeoff. Heading 120, clear takeoff, 30, 1 right, 7407, Minneapolis, Tower, 12 right, line up, wait, continue to run, get stuck right away, traffic 10 out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to let you know that our broadcast is proudly supported by our wonderful sponsor, DG Pilot. By the way, they're having a promotion here with us at MSP Airport Live. Thank you, SkyWest and Embraer E175LR for the interruption. Use the promo code MSP Live to save 10% off your purchase through the end of the month. Online or in store, visit dgpilot.com for more information. They're a fantastic model shop in downtown St. Paul, Minnesota, inside the historic Ham Building. 406A St. Peter Street is where they're located. So if you're ever in the Twin Cities on a long layover, or if you're here on an extended stay, or you live here in the Twin Cities, you might want to go check them out. We've got a lot of fun travel gear, accessories for your next adventure. They've got models galore, and for model collectors like Logan and I, they're a one-stop shop. They have excellent customer service. Their team is fantastic, and just a big thank you to Donnie Gardner and the rest of the DG Pilot team for supporting us. And also for running this promotion. So if you're one of those people that you like your aviation knickknacks, well, head on over to dgpilot.com. and save 10% off of the promo code MSP Live.
Charlie cross 12 right, Alpha cross 4 southwest southeast.
I think I see an A330 Neo.
407 heading 120, contact departure. Have a good day.
And that certainly is. That was Delta 160 Heavy off to Amsterdam Schiphol International. All right, on the runway, getting ready to go to Dallas, Fort Worth. It's American 2283 with a 737-800 in charge, November 947, November. Just in case you've been wondering, yes, the queue has been very steady for de-icing on the pads next to runway 12 right for pretty much the entire day today. And they will remain busy. That's what we want to see. It's one of the many hidden gems when you come out to the aircraft viewing area in the wintertime in snowy weather like this. Especially if it's below freezing, you're going to see if the 12s are active, de-icing right across from you. Then you get the landings right in front of you as well. Close taxis on taxiway Whiskey. Of course, that's the near side taxiway to runway 12 right. We've also got taxiway Mike that is just behind us, that is a few hundred feet away from the aircraft viewing area. It's one of the closest taxiways to a sanctioned spotting area in the country and on the continent, if I'm not mistaken. And there is a pretty good chance, because the 12s are active today and because the FedEx cargo ramp is behind us, that FedEx 715 Heavy with the MD-11 and even 383 coming in from Memphis are going to use taxiway Mike. I was going to wonder when that CRJ-9 or 700 rather was going to plant it down on runway 12 right. Big ground effect taking place there. They were really hovering that puddle jumper over the tarmac. And lining up for Phoenix Sky Harbor, it's American Airlines 408. One of our colleagues, Eric Paul, who's on our broadcast team here at MSP Airport Live, can't be with us today. Has been absent for a while. Just a lot of life things getting in the way. We miss you, Eric, if you're watching us. Well, that Dassault Falcon shot was for you. Eric loves the private jets that frequent MSP airports. And it's a Dassault Falcon 50 tri-jet. Now on the downwind from Memphis, FedEx 383 Heavy arriving in 8 minutes here to Minneapolis St. Paul International Airports. Will be our first cargo heavy arrival of the evening. Behind FedEx 383 Heavy, we're going to get a UPS A300 from Louisville on flight 560 Heavy. We'll be arriving in 49 minutes. So there's our other important flight announcement on the Sunday afternoon. While we're on the topic of heavies, another flight announcement. Under an hour away, we have Delta 170 Heavy arriving from Seoul, South Korea with the Delta flagship A350-900 that will be arriving right in front of us on runway 12 right. Gotta love the Airbus A350. It's a personal fan favorite for Logan and I, especially when it comes to Airbus metal. Speaking of big Airbuses, there's the other in production model, slightly smaller than the A350, the A330neo, looking for a spot on the de-icing pad. The Delta Heavy, just in case you missed it, is going off to Amsterdam Schiphol International Airports. Departing off 12 right for Tampa, Florida, set country 363 with a 737-800. Ladies and gentlemen, arriving this hour from Amsterdam, it's Delta 163 Heavy with an A330neo. Delta 163 is just north of the Twin Cities metro area and is 8 minutes out. 8 minutes out for arrival on runway 12 right. So folks, weary for some heavy action, may your hearts not be troubled. We'll have a couple of heavies coming up here very soon as we work further and further towards the evening hours here at Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport. The evening tends to be prime time spotting here at the airfield at MSP, especially for heavies. We've got all the cargo flights arriving. We've got a lot of heavies coming in from overseas. Just wait till the summer. We're going to have triple the volume of heavies and variety that we do now. Winter is still an exciting time of year for MSP Airport spotting in general, but when the summer comes around, let me tell you, it makes the winter look pretty docile in comparison.
Contact departure. Departure scout 3970.
Change things up for you just a bit. We have our robotic pan and tilt head on our static cam active today. It should give us some nice smooth moves for adjusting our shot on top of the production van. It might be why it's a little bit jittery, so we do apologize for that if that is a little bit tiresome to look at, but it's the best that we can do today. Looking to do better on integrating maybe some more cameras. And we did get some more cameras, although right now we're still just trying to get some of the bits and pieces around it for power and whatnot. Cameras we acquired were pre-owned and came partially incomplete in their packages. We are super grateful to have them, and 3 of which came courtesy of our wonderful colleague who's not able to join us for our broadcast today, Captain Paul Hansen.
Say again.
Thank you, Justin. Yes, absolutely. That's a lot of the fruits of the labor being shown from the behind-the-scenes work, courtesy of yours truly.
Got 30 to 17 Minneapolis Tower, runway 12 left. Continue traffic will hold position. The wind 09013. South Assault 66, contact departure. Door 58 Hotel Lima, runway 10 line of 1 traffic on 59.
There we go. Got some snow spray from the thrust reversers on November 847 Sierra Yankee, in charge of Sun Country Flight 572 from Cancun, Mexico. Well, I suppose if you can't fit into one of these smaller de-icing pads, I guess you make a spot on the taxiway to get de-iced. That's how busy it is here. They had to make a makeshift spot on the taxiway.
First 6040 Golf, runway 12 right, clear to land, the wind 09012. Clear to land, 1028, hold short of the Alpha 10 intersection. Number Delta T74. Delta 1028, hold short of the Alpha 10 intersection. Alpha 10 intersection, we'll hold short of the Hotel Lima, contact departure.
There's Delta 160 Heavy. Delta 160 Heavy is one of a couple late afternoon evening departures to Amsterdam International in the Netherlands. Delta 160 Heavy during the winter is typically flown with the A330neo, as we've noticed, although in the past, especially last summer, it was headed up by the ex-Northwest A330-300s. And from Denver Centennial Airport, Bombardier Challenger 604 is the model on that aircraft. It's a private owner that's flying this jet into Minneapolis St. Paul International here on this Sunday afternoon, this snowy Sunday afternoon. November 604 Sierra Golf, the registration on that Challenger 604. Either Delta 160 Heavy when it was still on the taxiway, either waiting for a de-ice spot, wasn't getting de-iced. It kind of looked like it, just kind of based on our angle across the airfield over here from the aircraft viewing area, but it kind of looked like they were getting de-iced. It didn't look like the right spot for it.
On a heading of 120, clear for takeoff.
Delta 160 Heavy getting doused in the fluid.
323 Heavy, runway 12 right, clear to land.
Clear to land 12 right, 383 Heavy.
Delta 1093, runway 12 left, modified weight traffic 4.5 mile final, be ready to roll. Delta 193, 163 Heavy is with you, 1 right. 163 Heavy, Minneapolis Tower, continue for runway 12 right. I'll have your landing clearance to run 2 mile final.
Folks, we're going to get back-to-back arriving heavies on runway 12 right. FedEx 383 is first in line, and then behind that, Delta 163 from Amsterdam.
Delta 1093, flight 100, runway 12 left, clear for takeoff, no delay on the roll. Left, clear to land, the wind 09013. Ops 49er, caution wake turbulence on the arrival. Proceed on 12 right, exit on the south side of wake. Contact departure. Good day, Delta 274. Ops 45, check your transponder on, please. 49. Delta 1028, flighting 120, runway 12 right, clear for takeoff.
Heading 120, 12 right, clear for takeoff, Delta 1028.
Snow starting to kick up quite a bit here at the aircraft viewing area. Of course, we are sitting fine, though, as Delta 160 Heavy continues to get the de-icing bath.
To the Whiskey 5 on the next one.
Delta 163 Heavy from Amsterdam is about a minute out, not quite visible. Keep in mind, it's difficult to keep track of all the action in pretty poor visibility conditions that a snowstorm will bring, such as this. So we're going to try and do our best to capture all the heavy magic for you coming up. The Delta 163 Heavy. So FedEx 383 Heavy is making its way down on taxiway Whiskey.
Minneapolis Tower, continue for runway 12 right, traffic hold position. I expect your landing clearance around 2 mile final. Very good, runway Bravo, thank you.
So there's 383 Heavy.
Delta 1028, contact departure.
Departure will say Delta 1028.
This is sort of inconvenient timing for us because right as 383 Heavy's getting close to us, 163 Heavy's about to touch down. Come on.
Right, line of away, traffic 6 mile final. Vehicle will be on the runway downfield shortly.
Bravo, we're going to try to exit at Whiskey 5. Is that look good for us?
Or 553 Romeo Bravo, for you need Whiskey 3 or all the way to the end, or I'm sorry, Whiskey 5 or all the way to the end. Everything else on the south side is closed.
For folks new here to Minneapolis, St. Paul International Airport, that's Taxiway Mike for you. The one and only Taxiway Mike.
120, runway 12 right, clear for takeoff.
120, 12 right.
That's 49er, thank you.
Delta 2800 is one from Canada.
Delta 2800, Minneapolis Tower, runway 12 right, clear to land, the wind 09. Actually, Southwest 2800, continue for runway 12 right, traffic will hold position on your line, turn 2 mile final. Over 553, Romeo Bravo, runway 12 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, Romeo Bravo, thank you.
Charlie Whiskey Golf 910, contact departure, good flight.
Forward to departure, clear for taxi. Ciao.
Got another flight announcement for you. Delta 1522 with the Boeing 757-300 flying. Pencil is on final approach from Phoenix Sky Harbor. And of course, it's for an arrival on runway 12 right.
Getting in position through the critical area.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank one of our proud sponsors of MSP Airport Live, JetSit, for a better AvGeek experience, flight alerts, airport boards, and so much more, helping to improve your AvGeek experience, one flight notification at a time. It keeps track of the cool stuff so you don't have to. For more information, check them out on the App Store or Google Play with subscriptions starting at just $5 a month. And for more information, you can always visit jettip.net. I want to give a big shout out to Nick Benson at JetSit. Big supporter of MSP Airport Live, one of the many notable faces around the aviation enthusiast scene here in the Twin Cities, and what he has done with the JetSit app has been incredible for spotters like us, helping us to enjoy the hobby of aviation enthusiasm so much more.
1522 Minneapolis Tower, runway 12 right. Continue. Traffic may hold position. Expect the landing clearance by 2 mile final. Delta 2800.
Moments ago, taking off for Destin, Fort Walton Beach, with Sun Country 1813 with 844 Sierra Yankee in charge.
Delta 1522, nobody's going to hold on this one. Runway 12 right, clear to land.
Alright, 12 right, clear to land, Delta 1522.
Envoy 4076, we're going to have one more land and then I'll get you rolling. Turn right at Whiskey 5, taxi via Whiskey Delta. Traffic leaving the signature apron is going to pass behind you. Monitor point 9 to the gate.
Whiskey 5, Whiskey Delta, copy traffic will monitor the gate. Southwest
Southwest 2800 from St. Louis Lambert International Airport with a 737-800 November 8517 Foxtrot. And just in case you were wondering, yes, the A330neo, although it might not look that big from this distance, even though we're actually pretty close to the action here from the aircraft viewing area, it is a humongous jet, and it takes a while to de-ice. Got to get every square inch of that bird. And because of the humid conditions today, the chance for growling takeoffs becomes substantially increased, according to the research that Logan Justice and I have done regarding the humidity affecting engine performance, or at least the noise characteristics. All right, here's Delta 1522, the 757-300 flying pencil about to touch down on runway 12 right.
Runway 4076, traffic will cross downfield. 7 819 Minneapolis Tower, Delta cross runway 12 right, turn left on Alpha cross runway 4, traffic's in position, traffic's on the final. Cross 12 right on Delta, 6 left, cross 4, Delta 1522, turn left at Alpha 4, contact ground point 9.
This is Alpha 4, ground point 9, Delta 1522.
Hello, the window seat. Hello from sunny Toronto. Hope you could send some sunshine our way. We can't ask for that soon enough. Although we don't mind the fun snow either. Thank you for tuning in on this Sunday afternoon here in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Currently under a winter storm warning. Much of the state under a winter storm warning. It's going to plow through western Wisconsin into the night. And all of the snow is going to turn to sleet. But we don't have to worry about the sleet today. That's for tomorrow on Monday. Hello, right back, Rick. Rick saying hello from Andover, Minnesota. That's way up in the North Metro. It's way up there. It's quite a haul to Andover. About an hour from our location, northbound, north of Minneapolis. Just to give you an idea where that's at.
Runway 4076, contact departure.
Number 2 departure, I'm going 4076.
Delta 785, flighting 120, runway 12 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 12 right, flight heading 120, Delta 785.
Clear 5045, runway 12 right, line up and wait, traffic on a 5-mile final.
Peter, that's a very good question. Of course, today is a very big spring break travel day, and of course, mixed with the snow. Talk about chaos.
785, contact departure.
Departure Delta 785.
Denver 5045, the wind is 09011, flighting 120, runway 12 right. Clear for takeoff. Before 25, runway 12 right, cleared to land, the wind is 09011.
12 right, clear to land, Delta 425.
Thank you for tuning in, Danielle, on this Sunday afternoon at MSP Airport. Hello from Christchurch, New Zealand. Well, hello right back at you from the snowy but friendly confines of the aircraft viewing area out at MSP International Airport. It's quite the Sunday spring break spotting adventure, I'll tell you what. Emanaz, hello right back at you from the Twin Cities. Emanaz saying hello from Cardiff, Wales in the United Kingdom. Great to see that our international audience is tuning into our live coverage of Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport on this very snowy Sunday. Delta 425 arriving from Sarasota, Florida with a 737-900ER. November 824 Delta November, the registration on that jet.
We broke out about 1,300 feet.
1,300 feet, roger. Essential aircraft effective segment 3 essentials available on flight service frequencies. Silverhawk 819, the wind 09010, flighting 120, runway 12 right, clear for takeoff. 12 right, clear for takeoff, heading 120, Silverhawk 819. 1534, runway 12 right, cleared to land, the wind is 09010. Clear to land, 12 right, Delta 1534. Delta 1534, just out of curiosity, what's the winds aloft?
110 at 20.
110 at 20.
Like that.
Silverhawk 819, contact departure. Departure, Silverhawk 819,
Star Delta 419 on site, 10 1 2 right.
419, Minneapolis, tower, the wind 09010, runway 12 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, 12 right, Delta 419.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you see from Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport, or would you like to see it get better, it certainly can. Feel free to super chat us a donation. Of course, also become a Patreon member, a YouTube member. There's all kinds of ways to support what we do here at MSP International Airport. If you like what you see now, we're just getting started over here at MSP Airport Live. Looking to bring live sportscast TV plane spotting to the live aviation community from a very intimate and up-close perspective with commercial aviation at one of the busiest main hub international airports in the United States at Minneapolis-St. Paul International. Of course, it's not the Northwest hub that it once was back in the day, but it is still a very large hub. It's Delta's third largest in the network, second only to Detroit Metro and Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson. All right, we've got more action on 12 right. We've got it arriving, Delta 717. This is from St. Louis Lambert.
317, traffic on a 5 mile final at Mike Cross, runway 12 right, taxi Alpha.
At Mike Cross, right, taxi Alpha.
I see you sitting there, Sun Country. On taxiway, Mike.
Still 1534.
There we go.
Left, got the ground point under.
So this bird is already de-iced. The 17 runway de-ice pad, which is behind the FedEx cargo terminal just behind us at the aircraft viewing area, is also active to help with de-icing capacity here on this very snowy but very fun, hectic Sunday for air travel out of the Twin Cities and into the Twin Cities. The Sun Country 737 800 809 Sierra Yankee, 19 years old, first delivered in March of 2005. So the livery it currently is sporting is known as the delivery scheme for Sun Country 2001 to 2017, when the Simplified Titles livery was unveiled. We've already seen quite a few Simplified Title Scheme 737 800s for Sun Country here today. Then, of course, the very famous and flamboyant Tide Pod livery, the orange and blue and white sort of tricolor confection that Sun Country cooked up. The employees actually voted to choose not this livery, but their current one. We love the Tide Pod livery. We like this one too. The delivery scheme with the blue watermarked logo plastered on the front of the aircraft. Definitely a very funky livery, but certainly a very pleasing one, well, at least to us Minneapolis aviation spotters anyway. That's another luxury that you're going to find here with MSP Airport spotting. We are home to Sun Country Airlines. We are their main operating base and hub.
Secretary 317, runway 12 right, line up away, traffic on a 5 mile final, be ready to go. Okay, Secretary 317, hold true, runway 12 right.
Oh my goodness. Want to talk about a greaser there from Delta 419 at A321-200. Isn't that a smooth landing or what? That was probably some of the purest butter that you'll ever get to see here at MSP Airport. And there is Delta 160 Heavy. Well, they've got some real strong green de-icing fluid on the leading edge of those wings for 160 Heavy. Green is the most potent formula of de-icing fluid color. There's many different colors of de-icing fluid to indicate the different strengths. And I know that green is certainly for the most intense. Well, at least here in the U.S. anyways.
1718, runway 12 right, clear to land. 2 right, clear to land, Delta 1718.
You can see our action camera wanting to focus a little bit more on the falling snowflakes rather than on our gorgeous A330neo bound for Amsterdam. We get a very high frequency of A330s here at Minneapolis St. Paul International. Of course, it's natural that we get these kinds of aircraft and a lot of Airbus. Well, for a U.S. carrier anyway, being Delta's third largest hub. Still, the A330neo, just a stunning aircraft. Not as sexy as the A350 in my opinion, or in Logan Justice's opinion. Logan Justice, our wonderful crew member out on camera today, braving the elements. He would go out and do this by himself. He would go out and do this by himself if he had the spare time in his hands, apart from the MSP Airport live broadcast that we're teaming up to do today. Snowy plane spotting, they tend to really rack up the views, but they can really generate some very interesting content if you stay out here for long enough. But it's just so interesting with all the de-icing going on. It's just chaos out here at the airport with snow.
Secondary 317, runway 12 right. Line of
Certainly a lot of fun.
fun.
Here's Delta 1718 from Dallas Fort Worth with an A220-300.
Delta 2981, Minneapolis, tower caution, make sure it's heavy 330, hold position, continue for runway 130, make sure line 95 the wind is 09012. Delta 1718, roll down to Alpha 4, that's the only open one for you, contact ground point enter. Alpha 4, ground point 9, Delta.
Arriving this hour from Louisville, Kentucky, it is UPS 560 Heavy with the A300 freighter.
0012, fly heading up 120, runway 12 right, clear for takeoff. Delta 416, runway 12 right, clear to land, traffic on the roll, wind is 10012. Clear to land, 12 right, Delta 416.
And for our flight announcement, UPS 560 Heavy, 21 minutes away. It's currently traversing far western Wisconsin and will be crossing over the St. Croix River pretty soon. The western border of Wisconsin and Minnesota. Some countries getting out of here off 1-2 right.
Secondary 317, fly heading 120, contact departure.
Plenty heading over departure, it's going to be 317.
Delta 160 Heavy, runway 12 right, line of void, traffic's on a 5.5.
Rick Reed, that is definitely an interesting question. The answer to that is yes. Delta merged with Northwest Airlines in 2008. It was a very somber day of the Twin Cities when the 2008 merger between Northwest and Boeing happened. Of course, at the time of the merger, it created the world's largest airline. I remember that time pretty vividly. I was about 10 years old when the merger happened. Meanwhile, we got Delta 160 Heavy about to strut its stuff off 1-2 right, getting in position to get off to Amsterdam, finally.
Clear for takeoff.
Heading 10012 right, clear for takeoff, Delta 160 Heavy.
Delta 2981, caution wake turbulence, the Heavy will be on the roll, and we want to right, clear to land, and just for your planning purposes, Alpha 4, Alpha 3.
12 right to land, Alpha 4, Alpha 3, Delta 2981.
Did you hear the growl on that takeoff? It was so insane. That is probably the gnarliest growl I've ever heard from a Trent 7000 turbofan pack on departure.
Traffic on a 5.5 mile final, runway 12 right, line up the way, traffic will be crossing downfield. Country 663, get in position, traffic on the final at Charlie, cross runway 10 right.
Alright, crossing 12 right to Charlie Complex.
Engine 2983 at Delta, cross runway 10 right, taxi to the gate, monitor point 100.
Cross 12 right at Delta.
Just arriving from Hartsfield-Jackson International in Atlanta was Delta 2981 with a 737-900 ER.
Country 663, cross runway 4 for monitor point 100.
Alright, cross 4 and monitor tower.
663 off to Tucson, Arizona. We got a little baggage train action going on the service road.
For 930 Golf Lima, the wind is 09012, slotting 120, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Heading 120, cleared for takeoff. 930 Golf Lima, 12 right.
Delta 1479, runway 12 right, clear to land, the wind 09013, gust 20.
Clear land, Delta 1479. Delta 413, left 12 right.
413 Minneapolis, start the wind 09013, gust 20.
Justin, thank you so much for the updates. According to Flight Radar 24, MSP Airport is currently sitting at... Yep, I know, it happened again. That's how close we are. That's how loud they get. I mean, of course, we're at an airport, right? So thank you for the update, Justin, that according to Flight Radar 24, MSP is currently sitting at a disruption index of 3.7
Departure, good day, 930
with an average delay of 40 minutes and 117 flights canceled according to Flight Aware. You are very welcome, Pizza Man, for putting on this live stream from MSP International Airport. Pretty amazing how these birds can land on those slushy runways and take off with this weather.
Delta 2917, traffic on a 5-mile final, runway 12 right, line up and wait, do your run up as soon as you're in
Thank you so much, Pizza Man, for the comment.
Line up and wait, 12 right.
Very happy to bring you our snowy spotting today.
Turn left wind at Alpha 4, go down to Alpha 4, the rest of them are closed, contact ground point 100.
Alpha 4.9, Delta 1479. Delta 413.
Thank you so much, Extreme Warrior 77. Welcome to Economy Class. Thank you for becoming a MSP Airport Live YouTube member.
Bill 2917, contact departure.
Departure, Delta 2917. Tower 553 Romeo Bravo is holding short of 12 right on Delta.
Roger. For 553 Romeo Bravo, Minneapolis Tower, and Delta, cross runway 12 right, to the left on Alpha, and cross runway 4.
Cross on Delta, left on Alpha, cross runway 4, 553 Romeo Bravo.
Delta 413, Alpha 4, Alpha 3 for your exit, contact ground point honor when you
United 2272, contact departure.
Thank you, folks, for sticking with us. Bit of a unfortunate set of circumstances here from Minneapolis St. Paul International Airports.
1105 Minneapolis Tower, continue for runway 12 left, traffic will hold.
Charlie, Papa Cross 128, thank you, 3605.
1573, roll down, please. Keep going all the way down to left at Alpha 4, please.
We'll keep going, Delta 52.
1573, thanks. Left at Alpha 4, ground point niner.
Alpha 4 and ground,
3605 on Papa, cross runway 4. You can stay on my frequency for 12 left.
At Papa Cross 4, Sun Country 605.
3771, just for my planning purposes, do you need a run-up? Guard 4434, fly heading 120, runway 12 right, clear for takeoff.
Heading 120, 12 right, clear for takeoff, right here 4434.
Delta 170 heavy, runway 12 right, clear to land.
Line 12 right, Delta 170.
Guard 3771, do you need a run-up? 3771, roger, just hold short of runway 12 left. 1105, runway 12 left, clear to land. 1105, runway 12 left.
Folks, thank you for sticking with us. Just managed to capture Delta 170 Heavy in the nick of time.
So 3771, runway 12 left, line up and away, traffic 6 mile final.
Folks, we'd like to let you know that we are experiencing some network difficulties with our network provider out here at MSP International Airport.
Turn right up forward, contact ground point niner.
It's a fairly smooth day for spotting, and then all of a sudden, just chaos with our network for whatever reason.
It was 3771, turn left heading 105.
Hopefully we should be more stable as we work through the rest of the 5 o'clock hour here at the aircraft viewing area. Aviation LAA. Yes, thank God we did get the A359 in hit just in the nick of time.
Give me 574, Minneapolis Tower, continue. 574, roger, traffic, hold position.
Justin asking the question regarding our network situation. No, it is not because of the snow. So our network difficulties, our technical difficulties, we think is the result of March Madness
2766, turn right.
tournament streaming going on AT&T's network. It is that time of year where one of the largest sporting events in the country, the NCAA men's basketball tournament, during the weekends is in full gear. And all the cellular networks are clamoring for data, but I don't know. It just could be one of those random drops at the aircraft viewing area. I don't know if it went down for maintenance or what it was here on this Sunday, but sheesh. I'll tell you what, gave us quite the scare. We were this close to calling it. We were that close to calling it here at MSP International. And then, right as Delta 170 Heavy touched down from Seoul, South Korea, we just got our network back.
Tower, I want to left line, but only traffic 5 mile final.
We will take your run up.
1127, turn right, Papa 4, contact ground point liner.
Got a flight announcement for you, ladies and gentlemen. Our UPS, or correction, I beg your pardon, our FedEx MD-11F is on short final for runway 12 right.
4120, turn left heading
I was about to say a UPS MD-11, but I have to remember we get those on Mondays here at MSP Airport in the evenings, not on a Sunday. We get the A300s. Unfortunately, thanks to our network, we missed UPS 560 Heavy, and there was a taxi on Mike. But hopefully we can get the rest of the heavy arrivals and all the action here at MSP Airport for you as we look to close out our broadcast properly, without any interruptions. All right, here she is in all her glory. The FedEx MD-11 in charge of 715 Heavy from Memphis, Tennessee.
5377, Minneapolis Tower, continue, tactical hold. Minneapolis Tower, continue. Gravity 532, continue. Gravity 605, runway 12 left line up, runway traffic on a 5 mile tunnel.
12 left line up, wait, secondary 605.
Got 4894 Minneapolis Tower, runway 12 right, line up and wait traffic on a 6 mile final.
12 right, 40.
4094, fly heading 120, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff. 594, turn right, Papa, contact ground point 9er. 574, turn right, Papa, contact ground point 9er. 3605, turn left, heading 105, runway 12 left, clear for takeoff.
Alright, left turn 105, 12 left, clear for takeoff, and 605.
For 5377, runway 12 left, clear to land. Good 532, runway 12 right, clear to land.
12 right, clear to land. 532.
Just be advised, Whiskey 7 is closed for the turnoff, so you'll have to go down to Whiskey 5. Minneapolis Tower at Delta, cross runway 12 right, continue via Delta, and one more.
Cross 12 right via Delta, continue via Delta, under flight 1660.
8848 Minneapolis Tower, runway 12 left, clear to land. Clear flight 1616, continue via Delta Bravo, cross runway 4, monitor ground point 9, or when that's spot view in the ice path, yeah.
Delta Bravo, cross runway 4, monitor ground, under flight 1660.
It's 4094 on the 120 heading, contact departure.
Departure on the 120, I think, yeah, 4090.
Commander 605 on the 105 heading, contact departure.
On the 105 heading, departure 605, see ya.
Country 599 Minneapolis Tower, runway 12 right, line up and wait.
12 right, line up white, Sun Country 599.
Possibly Papa, monitor ground point 9. Delta, monitor ground point 9. Country 599, fly heading 120, runway 12 right, clear for takeoff.
120 on the head, 12 right, clear for takeoff, Sun Country 599.
Country 107 Minneapolis Tower, runway 12 right, line up and wait, traffic across the top field.
Country line of 40, Country 107.